This is your brain. This is your brain on Boss Katana. Any questions? My name is Scott, and I'm a katana addict. It's been about 10 minutes since I last used. It started about 3 years ago, and I started small because I didn't want to hurt myself. I didn't want to hurt anybody else. I started out using 50 watts, but I needed more and more. Next thing you know, I was using 100 watts, and it just got way out of control. The Boss Katana Mark II series came out in 2019. So 4 years later, is it still worth buying in 2023? Let's talk about it. My first katana was a 50 Mark II. I really didn't do a whole lot of research, but it seemed to be the best option for me at the time anyway. Right out of the box, I was not in love with the tones. So I attempted to get it connected to Tone Studio, and like a lot of people, I downloaded the wrong version. And it didn't work, which was extremely frustrating, but somehow I figured out that I downloaded a Mark I software and not the Mark II, and once I got that corrected, I was hooked. Anyway, I couldn't believe all the possibilities that this amp possessed. It was amazing to have so many options at my fingertips. A few months later, and again, without much research, I ordered the GAFC foot controller for it, not realizing that it didn't work with the 50. Now, instead of sending back the foot controller, I just jumped on Sweetwater to find a katana that would work with the GAFC. And everything about the artist made me want it. But the front-facing control panel, that was the closer. I loved everything about the artist, all the options on the back, the sound of the Waza speaker, the volume capabilities. It was simply insane. The only thing I didn't like about it was the size. Now, after a few years of having the artist, I got this harebrained idea that I wanted to try the 212 katana cabinet with the katana head. I thought the head would be a great option with the built-in speaker because I had just bought a Spark 40 about a month prior, and I loved it. So I thought maybe the katana head with the built-in speaker would be a cool portable option. I could use all my existing patches and it would be just like the Spark with a bit more to offer. Well, it turns out that you really have to tweak your distorted patches quite a bit to make them sound even remotely usable through that internal speaker. Now, it just can't compete with the Spark. I tried to look for some videos comparing the two before I bought it, but I never really found anything, so I just bought it anyway. And then I sold my artist. Now, once I got it, I really didn't care for the sound of the 212 cabinet and found out that you really have to give it a lot of power in order to make it sound really good, and it was just too much for what I do. After fighting with it for, I think it was about 5 months, I decided it had to go. I just couldn't get the sounds out of it that I wanted, so I sold that and I bought the Katana 100, and I can honestly say that I am completely happy with it. Now the 100 is slightly bigger than the 50, but it's twice as powerful and has way more options. The speaker, in my opinion, doesn't sound as good as the Waza, but I might try a speaker swap someday, and I just haven't figured out which speaker I want yet. So through all that, what have I learned? I don't know. Maybe not to buy expensive things on impulse, but as a gear hound, that's kind of difficult sometimes. Now, I'm not counting my Spark 40, but I've had 3 other amps at the same time that I had the Katana, and the Katana is the only one that I still have. Also, since I got the 100, I really dove deep into Tone Studio, deeper than I ever have, and I really learned how to use it instead of relying on other patches. I've found that the parametric EQ is an absolute game changer, and if you're not using the parametric EQ, I highly suggest you start playing with it, and you'll find that it really brings your tones alive. So is the Boss Katana Mark II still worth buying in 2023? Absolutely. There is a reason that the Katana has been on most every list of best modeling amps for the past few years. It's simply that good. Though it may require a little bit of tech savviness and a lot of initiative to really explore its capabilities beyond the panel. Now, if you're interested in the Katana and you want to learn more before you buy one, check out my other videos and playlists on the Katana and see all that it has to offer. Now, if you like this video and you want to see more Katana related content, hit that like button and maybe consider subscribing to me. If you want to know when I post more videos, either hit that notification option or follow the Facebook page. I also have a group for Katana tutorials and patch exchanging, and I'll link both of those down in the description. I'm Scott, it's been a pleasure, and we'll see you next time.